Hello, I am the General, a hopeless nerd who's organizing this whole miniatures tournament to do at the OEN Summer Workshop. And so this is just going to be one of a whole bunch of videos I'm hoping to film to familiarize you guys with the rules before we actually take the playing field, so you guys don't have to have the hassle of learning the rules and trying to beat me or beat whoever else you're playing at the same time. So this is just going to be lesson 1 on the very basics. This is the place to begin. And so right here, as you can see, it's Emperor Palpatine, sitting on his throne with his one hand outstretched to blast his enemies with Force Lightning. But the big question is, what makes Emperor Palpatine Palpatine? I mean, what makes him more than just a plastic figurine? And the answer to that is found below here on these stat cards. The stat card contains everything about him, his basic statistics, how much he costs to add to his squad, we'll get to that later, his abilities, his force powers, and how well he can lead other people. That's this commander effect here. And there's a lot on Palpatine. That's why I showed him to you first, because we're going to go through each and every one of these on these videos. But just to start, I want to pull your guys' attention to these numbers right here. These are his basic statistics. There's damage, which is obviously how much damage he does when he attacks somebody. Here's hit points, it's how much damage he can take before he dies. Defense is how hard he is to hit, and attack is how good he is at attacking. And obviously, most miniatures won't have an attack and damage of 0. Palpatine is unique in this case because he's just sitting on his throne. No lightsaber, just Force Lightning. And you can see his Force Lightning on here, that he can kill people with that. But to get an idea of what a miniature might actually look like, let's look at these Bothan Commandos instead. Here's what a normal miniature would be. He's got much less hit points, only 40 hit points. Defense of 16, so again, not as good as Palpatine's. But his attack is obviously a lot higher. He's got an attack of 6 versus Palpatine's of 0. And he actually does damage. When he shoots somebody with that blaster of his, he does 20 damage to that miniature. He'll take off 20 hit points, in other words. And so here is our actual Bothan Commando. There's 3 of them, and I've got all 3 of their stat cards along with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Together they're going to be a small rebel squad that we're going to practice with versus Darth Vader over here in his squad of sand troopers and 1 hired mercenary here. So in a game of miniatures is played in rounds. Let's wait for this camera to refocus. Come on. Nothing? Okay, that's better. A game of miniatures is played in rounds. Each round, you roll initiative to begin. Initiative is when you simply take this 20-sided die, something like this one I'm holding in my hand, and you would roll it for each player. And whoever gets the higher initiative roll gets to choose who will go first. I'm going to add here, you don't have to go first if you win. Sometimes, in fact, it's better to let your enemy go before you do. But most of the time, people are going to be wanting to go first, so the initiative just gives you the power to choose. And so we're going to do a sample round of miniatures here with our Empire on one side and the Rebels on the other, the classic. And to start off, we roll initiative. So for Rebels, I don't know if you can see that very well, the Rebels rolled a 5 for initiative. So it's not going to be hard to beat that one. The Empire has rolled an 8. So the Empire gets to choose who will go first, but they're going to be generous. They're going to let our Rebel Alliance go first. So we're going to start off in a round. Each player takes turns activating 2 miniatures, as you can see on this board. And to activate someone, you can do 3 things with it. You can attack with the miniature and then move him 6 squares on this game map. You can move him 6 squares and then attack, or just move up to 12 squares and not attack at all. So say these Bothans are here, and they're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one is going to try and shoot Darth Vader with his blaster. So that would just be a basic form of an attack. So to do an attack, we look at his stats. The Bothan Commando has an attack of 6, as you saw. So you take his attack and any modifiers he gains from abilities. In this case, there are none. And so then we roll a d20 again, 20-sided die. And he has rolled an 8. And so you take his attack of plus 6, add it to 8, and you get 14. So you compare that to Vader's defense. Vader's defense is 21. He's a defense powerhouse. He's a tank. So no hit there. The attack has missed. So he's going to try it again. He has his other Bothan here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one's also going to try and shoot Vader. So, okay, so we go from rolling an 8 to rolling an 18. That's a lot better. So this time we have 18 plus an attack of 6, which is 24. And that beats Vader's defense of 21. So we have a hit, and we do, as we already know, 20 damage with our hit. So Vader takes 20 damage. He goes down to 120 hit points. And so now it's Vader's turn. And Vader is going to order one of his sand troopers to move forward here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm sorry. My camera was pointing the wrong direction. Here's our sand trooper. He's going to be pointing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to move, and he's going to try and shoot one of our Bothans. So the sand trooper's only got an attack of, where is he, +4. So we roll. He rolled a 13. So that 13 rather plus the 4 is 17, so that is just barely greater than our Bothan's defense of 16. And I want to add here that in this case, the attack wins a tie. So if he rolled only a 12, and it'd be 16 attack versus 16 defense, the attack would win, since his total equaled or exceeded the Bothan's defense. So the Bothan, we're going to let him borrow this, has now taken 20 damage. And so we're going to have Vader move forward now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I have to get better at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to try and finish this Bothan off with his lightsaber. And he has an attack of 14, so he's going to hit, probably. And he rolled a 2. So in this case, it's going to be 14 attack versus +2, so 16 versus 16 defense. Funny. I could have just waited till here to show you the whole defense loses ties thing. And I want to add, since he just only rolled a 2, if Vader had rolled a 1, he would have automatically missed. Not even counting the fact that the Bothan's defense is 16 anyway. If the Vader were attacking his mercenary, and he rolled a 1, he'd still have 15 attack versus 15 defense, but he rolled a 1. And a 1 is an automatic fumble. He would miss automatically. If it was a 20, meanwhile, he'd automatically hit and deal double damage with the attack. But he's just rolled a 2 here. It's sadly still enough to hit our wounded Bothan, and the Bothan takes 20 more damage. So he's now taken 40 damage, meaning this Bothan has just been defeated. He's taken as many damage as he has hit points. So we just take our dead Bothan off of here. We put him back on his stat card. He is now dead, defeated, gone. So Bothan's turn. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to shoot at this sand trooper who dared to attack his comrade. And 13 plus an attack of 6, so that's 19 versus the Sand Trooper's defense of 16. So hit, and he's done 20 damage, and the Sand Trooper's only got 10 hit points. Stormtroopers are really easy to kill. So this Sand Trooper is dead. Boom. So, and now it's going to be Obi-Wan's turn. He's going to move 1, he was here, 1, 2, 3, and attempt to slash at Vader with his lightsaber. Ah, look, there we go. He's rolled a 1, so that would be an automatic fail. He has fumbled his attack, and so he just misses completely somehow. Even though he's right next to the guy, he still misses. So now it is the Empire's turn. So 1, 2, 3 with the Chiss mercenary, and he's going to shoot our Bothan. And Chiss has an attack of 6. Okay, so 6 plus 8 is 14. And the Bothans have a defense of 16, so no damage is done here. We're going to go Sand Trooper number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's also going to try and shoot this Bothan commando here. Oh dear, that went wide. Okay, so only 4. So that would miss, because the Sand Trooper's attack is only 4. So what you've just seen there is a sample miniatures round. For the next round, you'd roll initiative again, you'd play it out again, and you'd keep on going back and forth until one squad is completely defeated. As you can see, they've each lost 1 miniature, so right now they still have 3 on 3. And so they just keep on playing until one squad is defeated. The defeated player obviously is the loser, In this case, if the Empire were to defeat all the Bothans and Obi-Wan, the Empire player would win, and vice versa. Thank you.